Bienvenidos a la Buena Cocina para Comer. Welcome to the Good to Eat Kitchen, where we're having a fiesta of flavor just in time for Cinco de Mayo. Chef Kevin Belton serving up burrito love this morning with his take on beef burritos. Buenos días, amigo.
Buenas, ¿cómo tú estás?
Bien, gracias. ¿Y usted?
That's it. You know what's interesting? My first wife was Cuban, but it wasn't until we divorced that my mother-in-law, who lived with me, started teaching me Spanish.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, what a tangle web we weave, yes.
Hey, you know what's neat is my sons, they understand it. And they can speak it if they have to.
Sí, como no.
Yes.
Bueno.
And my wife now is Colombian, and it's amazing how I'll get these Spanish-speaking wives. And she just,
Well, it's obviously translating into your cookbook.
I tell you what, it works. And you know, this is one of those recipes where JP, get everything together. It's all about the mise en place, having everything in its place. But what I want to start with, in our pan, I have a little onion and some garlic. And I have a little oil in the pan. And normally I heat up the pan really hot, but I didn't want to heat it up too much too soon, because I've put stuff in the pan before and it's run us out of here because the pan is so hot that seasoning hits us and all.
Hey, remember that? We were coughing all over the place.
Oh, no, it's like neither one of us could catch our breath.
Yeah, there you go.
So we want to saute down this onion, this garlic, and here I have some ground meat. Now, what's nice is we're using ground meat. You could do ground turkey. I've even done this with the ground tofu?
Yeah, you really like tofu,
with that because it picks up the flavor. It picks up the flavor pretty much of whatever you use. And that's what's nice about it. And for a burrito, to me, a lot of the things you can do on Cinco de Mayo, it's the same ingredients, but how are they prepared and given to you? Yeah. Whether it's in a taco, whether it's in a burrito, you could actually take these burritos and make them, and then go ahead and put them in a pan and grill them. Or if you have a lot of friends coming over, this is something that we can make in advance, wrap them in foil, refrigerate them, and then run them in the oven and heat them, or just in a dry skillet. Nothing in a skillet, just a dry skillet. In the foil, put the burrito in there, and that'll heat them up.
Okay? Yeah, and if you have friends coming over and you serve this right, you're not going to have anything left, so hey, no leftovers.
Exactly. So look, we'll go ahead and get our beef in here, and we'll get this broken up.
You like to use, 80-20 or?
Yeah, I like a little,
a little bit of fat.
A little bit of fat adds flavor. Too much flat. Too much flat. Too much flat.
Well, make it too much fat or make it flat.
Yeah, but it depends on the dish, because too much fat, then it'll taste greasy tasting. Yeah. But sometimes you want that fat for flavor. So depending on what you're making, like burgers, go ahead and have that little extra fat. And something like this, since it's going to be in something, keep it nice and lean. All right? So we just want to get this cooked to where there's no pink left, okay? Where it's all nice and cooked.
And then the whole shebang. I know what they say. When in doubt, burrito it out. And that's what we're doing this morning in the Good to Eat Kitchen, as Chef Kevin Belton serves up beef burritos for our Cinco de Mayo fiesta. When in doubt, burrito it out.
I like that.
And that's what you're doing right here.
Homemade taco seasoning. Cumin, onion powder, oregano, smoked paprika, salt, and a little cayenne pepper.
I love that smoked paprika.
And cumin. I said cumin at the beginning. So look, we're going to go ahead and knock this in there. Come on, baby, get in. Now, this is where you have decisions to make. Okay?
Decisions.
Now, I put it in the recipe, but some fans don't like it. Like, for example, my wife is not a big tomato fan. She likes tomatoes in salads. She likes to eat them. She'll eat them plain by themselves. But as far as tomato sauce goes, she's not a big tomato sauce fan. So at this point here, we could put in tomato paste if we want. But you know what? You can also leave it out. I have a buddy that doesn't like tomato paste, but he uses ketchup instead. Now, I am going to put in just a splash of water, because this is going to do two things. We want to make sure that meat gets cooked, but we also want this to stay nice and moist. okay? And we just want to go ahead and cook this till it dries out. But can you smell that cumin?
Mm-hmm.
Cumin is one of those seasonings that I don't think folks use a lot at home. But gang, if you ever get a little container of cumin from the store, just take a piece of chicken, season a piece of chicken with a little salt and a little cumin on it, and then just saute it in the pan and try it that way to get that flavor cumin. I think once you start using cumin, you will use it often.
It'll take you south of the border for sure.
Yeah. So here, oh, look at that. That's just come together. That little bit of water added a little bit of moisture for us. It's reduced down, it's cooked out. Now the trick is we have to let this cool. Because if we put hot meat that's super, super hot into burrito, it's gonna cause it to tear. And if you notice, I have the burritos in between moist paper towels. And the easiest way to heat them up is to just throw them in the microwave for about 45 seconds. They'll heat right up and they make it so much easier to roll. So we'll let this cool off. We'll get these heated up. And guess what? It'll be ready to roll up.
Yeah, we're gonna roll with it, baby.
Exactly.
Uno, dos, tres, cuatro. Yes, the countdown is on to Cinco de Mayo, and we're counting down by serving up a fiesta of flavor with Chef Kevin Belton's beef burritos. You know what they say?
What's that?
In queso emergency, try a burrito.
I like that. In case of emergency. Well, I tell you what, our burritos are ready. They're warmed. Oh, look at this.
Perfection,
See,
perfecto mundo.
nice and warm. That should be pliable enough.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Now comes the whole shebang.
Now, look at this. The rice. The rice I cooked in chicken stock. All right? Just because it adds so much flavor.
God, that is such a great idea when you think about it. A little bit of chicken the stock when you...
So look, we get some rice in there. Let's take some of our ground meat and just throw your ground meat right on top of the rice. Now, this is where you can really let your hair down. What do you want to go with? We can do a little bit of red onion in there. I have some black beans.
Beans and dreams. There you go.
Beans and dreams. So there you go. A little bit of black bean. Now, you can use lettuce, but this is a little cabbage mix.
We like to use cabbage too. Yeah, it's perfect.
And the reason I like the cabbage in it, because what happens with that cabbage, it helps if there's any moisture in there in the meat, it keeps it nice and firm, where sometimes the lettuce can get soft. Look, how about a little tomato?
I'm like you. I'm like you and Monica. I like to use the real tomatoes instead of like tomato paste.
Yeah, these are Roma tomatoes. What I did with these, I cut them in half, cut them again, and then took the seeds out and just slice the outside. That's what we have in here. Let's get a little cilantro in there. And then, oh, I'm reaching in the rice. And some cheese. Now, what we want to do is we want to take this baby.
It's where it becomes art.
Yeah, come on, corn, get in there. We want to pull that tight. Fold the sides in. Come on. Fold in, fold in, fold in. Fold in, everybody. And then we have to put it in foil.
Oh, man.
Wrap this baby in foil. And this is what helps keep it nice and tight and rolled up as well. So what I'm saying is, if you want, make them ahead. You don't have to put the tomatoes, the lettuce in them. You could just do beans, you could do onions, you could do the corn, you could do the rice, the cheese, and the meat, and then stick them in the oven to heat them up, or in a dry skillet. Just put this in a whole dry skillet, just like this, and it'll heat it up. And then, if somebody wants, they can always have the cabbage or lettuce on the side.
Now all we need is the margarita machine and we're good to go.
Exactly.
Okay, so what's the most bizarre burrito you've ever heard of? The sushi burrito? How about an octopus burrito? And then there's the deep fried chocolate chip burrito. Chef Kevin Belton's cooking up a Chihuahuan classic, beef burritos, that'll be gone in a hurry at your Cinco de Mayo fiesta. You ever had a deep fried chocolate chip burrito?
No, but it sounds delicious, doesn't it?
A dessert burrito.
Yeah. You know, and that's what's really nice. The tortillas, you can put anything in them that you really like, all right? And what's nice is with these, how about having some either salsa or guacamole or sour cream to serve with it? And if you want, if you're making them fresh, you could go ahead and put it right on in there. So look, let's just take our knife. Hey, I tell you what, why don't you go ahead and unroll that and try that.
I've got the first one. I'm starting Cinco de Mayo right now.
There we go.
Man, look at this.
So look, pop that on the plate right there.
It's the whole shebang.
It's the whole, oh, come on, baby, don't fall out like that.
Yes.
Look at you. Give it a little more cilantro on top.
Oh man, that cumin.
You can taste it, it's flavorful.
But everything's so fresh.
Yeah.
Tomatoes, cilantro, the corn.
And that's half the ingredient thing of cooking, is have your meats and pots ready. Gang, this is just black beans. I can black beans, drain them and rinse them. I put them in the fridge to get a little chill on them, okay? But you could leave them at room temperature if you're gonna do it right away. But you can get the tomatoes cut ahead, your red onions cut ahead, corn fresh cut off the cob. And if you don't wanna do that, go ahead and use frozen corn. Frozen corn, the flash freezing process is so quick, the way they freeze it, it retains the flavor and it's better. So this is just corn cut off the cob, diced. So you could prep all of this ahead of time. And when you're ready to go, you're just ready.
You've got a really
wrap
good,
it and roll it.
a really good spicy aftertaste.
Yes.
It's the cumin, but it's all those other flavors that are coming into it. It's definitely a fiesta of flavor.
Hey, it's a little way to celebrate Cinco de Mayo.
Muy bueno, amigo. For more on this recipe and all of Chef Kevin's Good to Eat recipes, head to the Good to Eat page at WBRZ.com. They're easy and spicy. You'll have time for a siesta.
They're good to eat, and we'll be the star of your Cinco de Mayo fiesta.
Feliz Cinco de Mayo!